He's a true Philadelphian.
He cared about Center City. He cared about all of Philadelphia.
You couldn't be active in anything in Philadelphia without knowing who Ron Rubin was.
He has been successful in the office building business, in the shopping center business, and in the hotel business.
He's just been a major factor in bringing the city forward from the sleepy town that it was to this metropolis that it's become.
I call him Pop. He's my pop.
Ron Rubin was a guy that you could talk to about anything, and he had reach into the political community that was little understood, but very valuable, invaluable.
He always looked upon Philadelphia paternalistically, and he thought about the city more than just wanting to be a real estate developer, which is why he was instrumental in creating the Center City District.
They were redeveloping the Bellevue. He was trying to attract tenants into the city, and I think he was very clear at the time that the conditions in the city simply didn't lend themselves to attracting new businesses here.
And it was Ron Rubin in the Center City District that became the first catalyst for change.
When he decided to chair the board, it really was catalytic.
Ron was the key guy. I mean, he was the equivalent of a lawyer's lawyer in the legal community.
Ron was always a gentleman. He didn't want the other side to feel like they'd been taken to the cleaners.
He sees things that we don't see. And when he sees things that we don't see, the next step is, can I make this happen?
One thing that's always resonated with me was that he said a good business deal is a deal that everybody walks away from the table happy.
I have a list of what I call Ronisms. 1, being right's overrated. 2, you learn more from your mistakes than your successes. And 3, business is about establishing relationships.
Relationships.
He has built his entire life, and therefore his career, on valuing relationships.
There's no pretense about Ron. I think that's always been the case.
He's always preached about trust, and that's the foundation of all relationships.
He was real smart, he was passionate, he cared, but he was low-key and nonpartisan, and he could work with anybody.
He's a man of tremendous integrity. His word is his bond.
People used to say that Ron reminded them of the quiet man. What I would say to Ron is, you're not as tall as John Wayne, but John Wayne is not as big as Ron Rubin.
He's the most important person and most influential person in my life.
Center City would not be what it is today without your leadership. The Center City District would not have existed, and I wouldn't be sitting here today. So it's going to be a real loss to Center City when you decide to retire. But best wishes to you. It's been a pleasure working with you, and good luck to you and Marcia in whatever you do next.
I'm so thrilled that we are your friends. I don't think there are too many people in this world who are irreplaceable, but you come as close as anybody that I know. God bless you.
Ron, you have been busy in this community for longer than you might want us to put into a number. It's great that you are going to retire. Take some time to do some of the things that you may have done in the past if you hadn't been working so much. God bless you.
Without him, the city would be a much different place. So I want to congratulate him on his retirement. Wish you well, good health, Zagazint, and we're happy you were here.
Ron, thank you very much. You've made a huge difference in my life. I'll always be indebted to you. I'll always be grateful to you. All the best to you, and as we say in Italian, cent'anni. May you live 100 years.
Well, Pop, I love you. I know that retiring from PREIT is a difficult step, but now you're moving on to the next chapter, and I wish you the best, and I love you.
Congratulations on stepping down at PREIT. You've done a marvelous job for them, as you've done for everything you've touched, including the city of Philadelphia. And the good news is, I don't think you're going away. I think you're still going to be the go-to person when a mayor or a governor or a city council person needs to get advice about how to bring about change, or needs to get someone to lead the charge.
You are an amazing example of a Philadelphian at heart, at work. I love you. I wish you all the very best in health, in love, and in happiness. You deserve it.
Can I say something?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, really. This is memorable. You know, as Joe said yesterday, it was my birthday. One of the things that happens when you're involved with a public company is, Joe, I just want you to notice, when you hit the age of 60, they start pressing you on succession. That's what happens in a public company. And I was lucky enough to reach this age. And anyhow, yesterday was my birthday. Today, Marcia and I celebrated our 65th wedding anniversary. I was kidding about it before. I said, you know, when we got married, the day before the wedding was my birthday, so it was a package deal where you could keep the flowers for the 2 days. But I'm not going to talk long. I only want to, excuse me, say a few things. Number one is, I think about Marcia's and my wedding anniversary, and I remember my father, who I think about every day of my life. And when he was married 64 years, my mother and dad were married 64 years. And people would say to him, so Mr. Rubin, how long have you been married? He'd say, well, 64 years with a Litvak. My mother was from Lithuania, and he said 64 years with the Litvak is like 128 years with anybody else. That was his line. And my dad, even in his latest years, could still multiply. It's been a great run for me. Seeing John Street and Ed Rendell and Paul Levy, the three of the people who really made a huge difference in Philadelphia. Every Tuesday morning, it's a secret, but it's probably not necessarily has to be a secret anymore. But every Tuesday morning when Ed Rendell was mayor, John Street was president of city council. They would meet, and the meeting was always how to run the city. And one of the things that was great about it was seeing the quality of leadership that we had in Philadelphia in those days. Having city council and the mayor on the same page was a difference maker in Philadelphia. We really got stuff done. And there's no substitute for quality leadership. And of course, Paul Levy took the Center City District that was only a concept when we started it, and he was a major game changer for the city of Philadelphia. And a lot of our growth stemmed from what Paul was able to create in running the Center City District. So all in all, it's really great to be standing up here in good health with my wife, who just came back from working out, and she does that, believe it or not, 6 days every week, and has done it for a long time. And it's made a difference in our life. So thank you for the opportunity. A lot of my good friends and my family are here today celebrating along with Marcia and me, and I love seeing you all, and I'm happy because my life is continuing, hopefully in good health, and there's still a lot of challenges out there, and I'm looking forward to meeting those challenges and hoping that all of you stay in good health. Remember what Richard I said, family comes first, and family and health are the two major issues for human beings like us. So take care of yourselves, stay well, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
And now I'd like to introduce several members of Philadelphia City Council. Come on up here. Mayor Councilman Mark Squilla and Councilman Bobby Heenan.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes. So first, before we get into why we were invited to this meeting so graciously by all of you and the board, I just want to say to the new board of directors, congratulations, and I sure do wish and pray that City Council could do business like you guys do business, all right? And there wasn't a peep in the room while you were going over your reorganization, and you know, it's a credit to the leadership that you have here and have had for many, many years. Mr. Rubin, and I'm always going to call him Mr. Rubin. You talk about family and health. You know, every time I go to the gym, I look over, you're working out. Every time there is a significant and major game-changing project that dates back to taking a risk on this very building right here. All right, you took that risk, and you see that you saw the vision, and you know you are certainly an icon when it comes to visionary, long-term development. You have the gallery that's revolutionizing Market East, and it's going to be a connector to many, many more opportunities for Philadelphia to grow as a visitor destination place. and having the relationships. I mean, I think you and Ed Riddell said it before. It's about relationships, and no one person can come in to whatever position they have and get things done without experiencing and talking with people who have changed the game and the trajectory of our city. You certainly have, and you certainly have done that. And it's not just in business and vision. And the creation of Center City District is vital to the success of this city, all right, and people, and human dignity, and the respect that it deserves, all right. But your philanthropic contributions, I can't mention a time where you said no to give it back to Philadelphia and the people who need it the most. So it is my honor to stand here and honor you with my colleague, and I'll pass it over to him, all of your successes and all of your chances. And I want to wish Marcia and you a very happy anniversary and happy birthday to you. And thank you so much for always having a willingness to meet, a willingness to sit down and have a conversation, whether it's in the same spot at the Palm or not. I always, every time I went into the place, one of my first looks was to see if you were there, right? Because I knew you were doing something good. All right, so I want to pass it over to my colleague and friend, Councilman Squilla, but I just want to say thank you for all you have given to City of Philadelphia.
Thank you, Councilman Heenan. And it's funny because we were coming up, walking down from City Hall to here today, and what we were talking about, we were laughing because we saw the little ad that you had about Mr. Rubin, and we were saying it's all about relationships and what that means. And relationships don't just happen, though. They're built on trust. And what Mr. Rubin has done is always be able to let people know that if he's with you and he has a concern, or if he has a vision, you trust it. And that trust comes over time because you see what he has done in the background. But not only has he built those relationships, but he's also was able to garner the respect of everybody, whether elected officials or business leaders. And in this city, that's not an easy thing to do. But that happens because of not only the personality, but because of a person who believes he's doing the right thing for the right reasons. And then when you see the way he is able to bring people up through the ranks to become leaders, that's a character that some people are good leaders, but they cannot groom people to become good leaders. And you have done that, and you see with Paul Levy and Joe Cordino and so many others. So to be able to see what you have given us in the city of Philadelphia, and to leave us, and not leave us, but you're still going to be here, but to leave us with other leaders that can continue this legacy of greatness is something that's special. And for me, just to be here today, to have you working so diligently, and I know we're going to hear some new things in the summer about the Fashion District and what's happening there with the old gallery project, and the exciting chances that you take to keep taking a step forward for the city is something that will never be forgotten and always be remembered. So thank you for what you have given us. Thank you for the time, the effort, the sharing of your wife with us, your family, to give you all the time that they have given for you to be supportive of us here in the city of Philadelphia will always be remembered. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm not sure if we want to read the entire resolution, all right, but it is an official resolution that was unanimously, and second and third with pride and joy, a resolution honoring the career and legacy of Ron Rubin. And I just want to add that Mellon Bank is one of your signatures. I put the light in at the very top at the pyramid in my previous life as an electrician. So I saw that project from start to finish. But we do, on behalf of City Council, want to present you in your distinguished career and lifetime achievement on behalf of City Council. Thank you so much.